Many of our clients come to us and ask, why should I form my LLC in Wyoming? There's a lot of information out there about a lot of different states, and sometimes it's hard for people who are starting their companies to figure out where to form it. Wyoming has a lot of things going for it, and I may be a bit biased, but I think that Wyoming just crushes the competition. The thing that Wyoming has going for it are private filings. Your information is not provided to the Secretary of State. You have to provide it to us, and we have a legal requirement to maintain your information, but it's not in a public database. In other states, even states that say that your information is private, it may be subject to a Freedom of Information Act request. It may be given by the state to other third parties. You may not even know about it. So Wyoming is truly private. Your information is not in the hands of the Secretary of State. Another thing is low fees. The cost to form an LLC is less expensive. The cost to renew your annual filings is less expensive. By at last check, it was $60 in Wyoming to renew a company and $300 in Nevada. Huge difference there, especially if you have a lot of LLCs. It can make a pretty significant difference. Another thing is asset protection. Wyoming has class-leading veil-piercing protection and charging order protection. Many states do have both of these things, or I should say one or the other of these things. Wyoming has both. And they've taken the veil-piercing to a whole other level. There was a case some years back where a single-member LLC was not given full veil-piercing protection, and a creditor of the company was able to get to the owners. With that case, the legislature went back in and changed the law, because there was judge-made law which was undermining their intent. And so they've made it very clear and very simple in the Wyoming statutes, hard-coded into the statutes, what would allow for a veil piercing, what would allow that creditor of the company to get to the owners. And it is extremely difficult to do in the state of Wyoming. Absent fraud, almost no chance. Nothing's guaranteed, but almost no chance. The final thing is this charging order protection. What is charging order protection? That's not when there's liability against the company that flows to the owners, but instead when there's liability that the owners as individuals have that flows to the company. In Wyoming, the exclusive, the sole remedy of a judgment creditor of an individual member of the LLC is a charging order. That means they can sit on the outside of the LLC and wait for a distribution to be made and then snatch it up. But they cannot break into the LLC, disrupt its operations, disrupt your partnership, and take assets of the LLC. And the beautiful thing in Wyoming is this applies, and again, hard-coded into law, that even with a single member LLC, charging order protection exists. In other states, judge-made law or the statutes are not clear on the matter, may allow for a judgment creditor of a member when it's a single member LLC to break into that LLC and take its assets. The other great thing about Wyoming is there's no taxes, there's no personal income taxes, and there's also no corporate or entity level taxes. So when you take all of these things together, private filing where your information is not in the hands of the Secretary of State, low fees, enhanced asset protection through charging orders and veil piercing, and then no taxes, choosing Wyoming for your company is really just a no-brainer.